So you'd like to bake some sourdough, but you haven't got much time. In this video, I'm going to show you how I baked this loaf with only 10 to 15 minutes worth of effort and only started the process yesterday. Stick around to the end where I'll cut this open and reveal its crumb. Let's get baking. First off, we're going to activate our starter. We're going to use 10 grams of starter and 30 grams of lukewarm filtered water. Give that a good mix. Then we're going to be using 30 grams of flour, which is made up of 25 grams of wheat flour and 5 grams of rye flour. Give that all a good mix as well. Then loosely seal and leave in a warm place overnight. I keep mine in an ice box with a hot water bottle. So the next morning we're going to prepare our leaven. We're going to be using 40 grams of starter, 100 grams of lukewarm filtered water. Give that a really good mix and then add 100 grams of organic wheat flour. I'm now going to leave that in a cool box for 8 to 10 hours, again with a hot water bottle. Now we're going to be mixing our dough. I left the leaven in the cool box for 10 hours in total. Now we're going to use 150 grams of leaven and 600 grams of warm filtered water, 20 grams of sea salt and 800 grams of flour. That's 750 grams of organic wheat flour and 50 grams of wholemeal flour. I'm giving all of this a nice mix and now covering with a plastic bag and leaving on the kitchen top overnight. Alright, it's time to get our bake on now. So what we're going to do is heat the oven for 30 minutes, including the Dutch oven, at 240 degrees Celsius. And that's a fan assisted oven. When it's ready, spread a bit of olive oil at the bottom of the Dutch oven. Now we're going to pour the dough into the Dutch oven with the help of a dough scraper. Be really careful not to move or mix your dough. Sprinkle some flour on the dough, close the lid and bake for 40 minutes. After your 40 minutes is over, take the lid off and bake for another 20 minutes. When done, take out the loaf and let cool on a rack for 1 hour.
Now, it would be remiss of me not to give a shout out to this book by Elisa Kuusela. Most of you, like me, won't be able to read it as it's in Finnish. Luckily for me, I have an in-house translator. Most of the things I mention in this method come from here. Good luck getting a hold of a copy though. It seems only to be sold in Finland.
It's about time we cut this open. Well, I think that's pretty good. What do you think? If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate you drop it a like. Cheers.